Midnight Lair.
Hey everybody, it's Gill. I promised you monthly content, and I aim to provide. This is going to be another vlog. This one's actually going to be a bit longer than my last one. And this one's actually going to cover what is this show? What is it that we're going to provide here on the website? And I wanted to put this out there because a lot of people ask me, what are you doing? What is this thing? And what Midnight Lair is going to be is a horror host show for a more modern audience. It's a classic horror host film for the modern era. It's kind of our tagline. What that means is a horror host show is similar to Elvira in the sense of you had somebody, a kitschy host, would get up there in front of the screen, do their little host or skit segments in between before and then during breaking into a film. Sometimes they would talk over it like your Mystery Science Theater 3000, or they would have their pieces in between the commercial breaks. Sometimes it'd be just shorter stingers. Other people had their setup where they only hosted the beginning and the end of the film and showed the movie in its entirety. Most of the films, though, were these just really, for the time they were kids were really enjoying them. It was a big monster craze in the 50s. This package of films came out called the Shock Package. Had your Frankenstein from 1930s, your Dracula, stuff like that. And there was this real revolution at that point of like monster films, and kids were loving, the monster magazines and stuff that came out there, this 50s, 60s era. And it bred new films coming out, but most of the films they showed as part of these packages were just god-awful. My memory of that from when I was a kid was watching the 80s, reruns from the 80s of Morgus Presents. That was my guy back in Louisiana. Go look him up. He's hysterical, I think. And they would mostly watch the movies they licensed, which were other 80s sci-fi and sci-fi, fantasy, and horror flicks. I remember one distinctly, this really heavy-set guy eating people as the movie progressed. It was ridiculous. But that's what we aim to provide with this, is a kitschy, fun, comedy-style presentation to offset the movies you're going to watch. And that's what it is, for lack of a better thing. The reason behind this, the reason I wanted to bring this out, is I've always been a horror fan. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan. My cousin Evan, those who are watching know him, is much more of what I call a horror super fan. He knows the directors, the producers, the writers, the big time guys, and he's very much into that culture, and much more of a collector than I am as well. But I like the atmosphere that these things bring, and the ooky and spooky. I've always liked gothic things. I went through that nice little gothic phase. We all do something. There's pictures of me on the internet in Fishnet. Go find that. But I wanted to do this show so that my creativity and my breed of comedy can be shown, and so people can experience these films kind of the way I did, and bring these out where maybe the jokes and humor we provide might get you through a movie you otherwise really wouldn't watch. And we could point out some funny, fun things about it here and there and have some fun with it as well. The format's going to be, we're looking at about an hour and a half to maybe a 2-hour show total runtime because of the films. But we are going to have it broken down at some point, likely with host segments, where you can just see those and get your hands on just the kitschy bits, the funny stuff, if you want to. So that really explains the show and kind of what we're aiming for. If anybody out there has anything to contribute, like, favorite, and subscribe to the Facebook, the YouTube channel. Spread the word, please. Reshare anything you see. I'm trying to make sure that also in the Facebook group that I'm posting every Tuesday and Thursday some little kitsch piece of info as Nim that he finds as he stumbles into the web, into the deep nether, aka wasting time on the internet. And I'm trying to put some things out there that I think you guys might like, or something you may never thought that you would like, or something, just fun, that's related, again, tangentially to sci-fi, spooky, weird culture, as it were. Just, like I said, if you guys can like, favorite, and share and put that stuff out there, if you have suggestions, you find something funny, just post it on the page or send it to me directly, and I'll see what I can do. Thank you all so much for sticking with us and seeing this as it develops, and I hope we bring a quality product to you. Expect another video at minimum next month, around the 13th or so, just like today. And I think 13th may be our release schedule for new videos. So keep your eyes peeled, and as Nim puts it, stay scary. Bye, everybody.